All right, when we're talking about trust, we're typically talking about two different types of trust. One of them is going to be a revocable trust. The other one is going to be an irrevocable trust. Both of those, we're typically going to call them living trusts. And for the majority of people, your kind of centerpiece, the main thing that you have in place for your estate plan is typically going to be the revocable trust. Revocable meaning that, or we might say revocable, meaning that it can be changed. So, you can change the terms, you can change, the distributions, you can change the beneficiaries, all that sort of stuff. And for those types of trusts, most of the time, if you are a single person, your trust is revocable while you are alive. And then once you pass away, it converts to be what's called irrevocable or irrevocable, meaning that it cannot be changed. For a married couple, typically it's revocable while you're both alive. When one of the spouse passes away, it still remains revocable, and then it converts to irrevocable after you pass away. A lot of times though, you might start out with an irrevocable trust, and there's different types. It could be a irrevocable life insurance trust. It could be just you're doing some sort of asset protection. It could be a special needs trust. It could be a variety of things that you're doing, but it starts out as an irrevocable trust. And so a lot of times we'll see these, and maybe it was drafted so long ago, or that it's outdated. It doesn't make sense. Maybe the terms of distribution aren't clear. Maybe it's poorly drafted. Maybe it doesn't actually comply with what the laws are. So there could be a variety of reasons that you might need to or want to change the irrevocable trust. And so can you do that? And the answer is typically yes. It is state specific a lot of times on trust administration on whether or not you can change the terms of the trust. So you'd have to look at where the trust was drafted, under what rules, under what state is the trust being administered, and what the terms are of how you can change it. But the way it's going to be changed are typically, again, this is generally going to be state specific. But number one, you might have to get the court involved. So you might have to actually go to court and get the court's blessing, as it were, in order to make those modifications. And the court might say yes or no. And again, each state is probably going to have their own laws, their own statutes as to what the court can or cannot change. And the second option, again, depending on your jurisdiction, on the state, the beneficiaries might be able to change, or the trustees more commonly whoever's then serving as the trustees might be able to change it, and they might be able to do it without court intervention. So again, if you're maybe the beneficiary of a trust, or maybe you're now the person who created the trust have passed away and now you're the trustee, there may be reasons that you want to change it. And just because it's quote unquote irrevocable, you might want to speak with a planning attorney to see how you can go about changing it, because typically there are going to be ways that you can do that.